that was the starting point of where we decided to go with LS. It was Vermentino and drinkability and fun and wines that suit the lifestyle and our climate here in West Australia. And I guess that's how we've ended up with a wine brand now, making so many wines.
And 2 million wine varieties and styles.
So I'm Dylan from LS Merchants.
Hi, I'm Taryn, and this is Jasper from LS Merchants in Margaret River.
We've got a little winery based in Williabrup. It's a sub-region of the Margaret River wine region. I ended up in Margaret River after doing a bunch of vintages on the east coast of Australia and overseas. Straight out of school, I essentially landed in a winemaking course at Deakin Uni in Geelong. It was a part of the graduate course of CSU, and from there just started doing vintages around the Geelong region, New Zealand, did one in Canada, and it was when I got back from Canada I sort of thought I was done with the east coast and had a job offer over in Margaret River and one up in Orange in New South Wales, and weighed it up and thought, well, I know what's in New South Wales, but I hear that sharks walk on land and that people in WA are crazy, so I thought I'd better come check it out. Basically, here I am 10 years later, running a little winery and absolutely loving it. When I first landed in Margaret River, I came actually to work for Juniper Estate for Mark Messenger, so he had offered me a cellar-hand, assistant winemaker job. It was amazing, really sort of, opened my eyes to wine in general and allowed me to cut my teeth, I guess, in the Margaret River region. And it was from there that I really started to love some of the different varieties that we had, things like Petit Verdot and Malbec and Cabernet Franc, and started pushing me to explore the boundaries, I guess, of sub-regions and varieties, I guess, in Margaret River. We never really started off intending to build a wine brand or a winery. We were just making barrels here or there, varieties that weren't very popular, things like Malbec, Cabernet Franc, and then progressing to things like Vermentino, I guess. We took it to a trip to Italy in 2015 and absolutely loved what we saw.
Yeah, so we drank a lot of Vermentino for one, obviously Chianti, a lot of Italian varieties, a lot of the times with lunch, which is what they do over there. Yeah, really showed us the fun side of wine, I guess. It's just a thing that brings people together. Doesn't have to be taken so seriously, doesn't have to, it's all just about flavour and drinkability, I guess.
Totally, and good times, I think, and that, we came back from Italy and after that trip and really sort of dug in with LS.
And found Vermentino, which is kind of what made LS in the beginning, I think.
Yeah, totally. The Vermentino, which comes from Michael Kelly's vineyard just up towards Yellingup, it was a bit of a stroke of luck. And we just took a small amount in the first year. Fast forward to 2020 and we've got that whole vineyard under contract. We don't own any of our own vineyards. What we like to do is work with growers all across the sub-regions. So I think for us to make so many wines out of so many different varietals, we can't do it from one vineyard. So we'll try and find growers from Swan Valley, Ferguson Valley, down to Franklin River, and all the sub-regions around Margaret River. Guys that are really passionate about the vines that they planted and the soil that it's on, the varieties that they chose, and that really kind of care about how they grow. So we're looking for sustainable growers, organics if possible, or pushing towards organic. Good fruit is the key to great wine, and I think without the fruit that our growers supply us, we wouldn't be able to make the wines that we do today. Drinkability, I guess, is the key for us, and in terms of the winemaking, it forms part of the fabric. We really want wines that are delicious, easy drinking and fun. There are some wines that we make that are for the cellar, and I think they'll be future classics, but things like the Vermentino and the Red Blend, I mean, they're just to drink now.
Turn down the lights, let the city rest. Her body's in the night, her head against my chest. The color in her eyes, softness of her skin. No words need be spoken, that's what drew me in. Follow me down the empty road that is dimly lit by our fading hope.
Margaret River has just got so much to offer between the beaches and the forests, the people, the wine, the food that's here. Everything's so inviting. The coastline here is just amazing. It's so wild and untamed, and that was something so different to what I was used to. You can find an empty beach to go for a surf or walk or explore. It's really quite special.
She had hold of me. She had hold of me.
I think lifestyle is a key part of what we've done with our less merchants. It's really important for us to still be able to enjoy the whole reason that we live here. I don't think we ever want to lose that. There's nothing better than finishing up a day in the winery and grabbing the dog and hitting the trails out in the pines, taking him on a bike ride. As we continue to find our feet with the brand, I think it's really important that we can connect with the consumers that come down here for the same reason as us, for the nature and the beauty of the region, and turn it into almost a small family. We make all our wine by hand. It's all basket pressed, hand plunged, put to barrel usually by these hands. We don't add acid or fining agents or really anything that we don't need to the wine. I guess the idea is just to make wines that are honest and with minimal intervention. I spent a lot of time when I was travelling through Europe just enjoying a beautiful glass of wine in a park, and I wondered why we weren't doing that here, why we didn't have these easy drinking, delicious wines here in Margaret River. So we hope that we're bringing those to the table.
Red wine flowing through our veins. We drink in this moment and hope it remains. We're children of the night, with the idea that love could heal our brokenness and save us from above. Follow me down the empty road, where that is dimly lit by our fading hope.
The West Australian wine industry is so lucky to have amazing sub-regions at its fingertips. We've got places like the Swan Valley. It's the second oldest viticultural site in Australia, with vine cuttings that actually came out of South Africa, quite different to the rest of the cuttings that came in through Europe for the rest of Australia. Down to Franklin River, where you're looking at a region that's bordering on the wheat belt. It's very, very hot days and cool nights. Ferguson Valley, inland of Bunbury and that kind of area there. Rolling hills, again, sort of warmer days and cooler nights. There's so many different sub-regions here in Margaret River. Across the Margaret River appellation, each one has a different soil profile, slightly different weather patterns, and that really leads to quite unique growing sites in amongst that, greater Margaret River area.
We want to stay connected to the brand and our consumers. If you go to a wine show or a festival, it's more than likely it's going to be me there, or Dylan, or both of us.
Maybe
possibly
Jasper.
Maybe Jasper in 18 years. If we're still going then. But yeah,
I think it's really important to stay connected to the people and understand what they want to drink. And
yeah, absolutely. And we love hearing feedback about our wines.
I like to think by choosing to support LS Merchants, you're not only getting to drink delicious handmade wines and support a small family business, you're also supporting the growers that grow the fruit for us, the people that help pick and process the fruit each year, the small independent bottle shops, the restaurants, and everyone else that helps us along the way.